Jai Shri Ram. These are some important phrases from the Bhagavad Gita. You can call them shining guidelines from Krishna, inspiring guidelines. So please make a note, take a pad and a pen, paper, get ready, note down the name of the shlokas. Remember, we are all together doing PhD in the Bhagavad Gita. 2.3 Klaibyam masmagamah partha naitatva upapadyate kshudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktva uttishta parantapa. 2.3. So, actually, this is considered the central message of the Bhagavad Gita by Swami Vivekananda. Klaibyam masmagamah partha, do not be weak. Kshudram hridaya daurbalyam, weakness of heart is very low, very mean, very base, unsuitable for you. So please give it up. Then 2.13 Dhiras tatra na mohyati. One who is dhira, brave and shows fortitude, forbearance, he is never deluded. Dhiras tatra na mohyati. Stam stitikshasva bharata. Matra sparshastu kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukhada agamapayino nityam tam stitikshasva bharata. That means Krishna is saying, these things keep coming and going, joy and sorrow, ups and downs, praise and criticism. Stam stitikshasva bharata. Meet the change with patience and forbearance. Forbearance means patience, especially in time of difficulty. Fortitude means bravery, courage, especially in difficult times. So meet the change with patience and forbearance. Nanu shochitum arhasi. It is unfit to grieve. 225. Don't sit and cry. Think of what is to be done. Nanu shochanti panditaha. 211. The really wise and learned ones never sit and grieve and brood and feel miserable. Then 247. Mate sangostva akarmani. Don't be idle. Don't sit idle. Think, plan, do, experiment, implement, constantly experiment, seek advice, run thought experiments through your mind. Don't idle, never be idle. Keep working all the time. In fact, that will take away all stress and you will feel happier also. Then, Buddhau Sharanamanvicha 249. Take refuge in intellect and thoughtfulness. Don't take refuge in beer, breezer, alcohol, drugs, or some other silly pastimes which serve as some kind of a ventilation. No, we are interested in sublimation, not ventilation. Sublimation is channelizing your stress and energy, anger, etc. into socially useful activity. Buddhau Sharanamanvicha. So, which means be always guided by intellect, rational thinking, not emotional hijacking. Don't get emotionally hijacked. Krupana phalahetabaha 249. Krupana phalahetabaha. Pity are those who crave for returns. Truly, do not crave for selfish returns. See, our prosperity lies in ensuring the prosperity of our immediate society and if possible the whole of mankind, because then everyone will shower you with their blessings, admiration and wealth of all kinds. So that is the best business model. That is the best business model. All other things, the equation is win-lose. You want to win at the expense of others. So you don't play a zero-sum game. Zero-sum game means win-lose. That means the loss of the other is equal to the benefit of another. Krishna is teaching you a positive sum game, which means all must benefit, win-win. Therefore, Buddhau Sharanamanvicha 249. Krupana phalahetabaha 249. Okay, next. Yoga karmasu kaushalam 250. Skill in work is yoga. So what are you doing to enhance your skill? Are you practicing 10,000 hours? 10,000 hours of practice will make you a champion. So yoga karmasu kaushalam. That means highest level of skill. That is yoga. Yoga means acquiring the highest level of skill in anything, whatever you do. If you are a cook or a farmer or a teacher, whatever, or a doctor or a lawyer, that is yoga. Yoga means highest level of skill. That's it. Yogastha kuru karmani 248. Perform your work with total commitment and concentration. Yogastha kuru karmani. If you can do that, You may not immediately succeed the first time. You will learn and you will improve. So life is a constant process of making small improvements and sometimes big improvements. And remember, life is a long lesson in humility. If you become arrogant, you will have a big fall. Humpty Dumpty had a big fall. Next, 248. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Equanimity is yoga. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Be calm. Never lose your composure. People will irritate you, annoy you, enrage you. In fact, people who are very close to you, whom you love, your loved ones, they will, if they don't backstab you, that is good, but they will enrage you with their stupidity, or lack of sensibility, or incapacity to handle emotional hijackings. So I don't want to give personal examples, you should understand. So your own loved ones who are very close, near and dear to you, you may try to reason with them, but they will take off on a tangent, get emotionally hijacked and say extremely mean things, which they don't really mean. But you cannot tolerate this nonsense. You cannot allow people to disrespect you. At some point you must tell them very firmly, listen, I can't take any more of this nonsense from you. So unless you repeatedly remind them, they will continue this stupid behavior of getting hysterical, getting emotionally hijacked. But remember, we must always be calm. The best thing is when situations are totally out of control and the other person is your loved one. It could be your wife, your husband, your son, your daughter, and your father, your mother, or somebody whom you really love, and that person also truly loves you. But suddenly they behave like idiots, they fly off the handle and say extremely nasty and mean things. Take it easy. Try to reason. In fact, at this moment you can't even reason. The best thing is to go out for half an hour. Come back. When the tempers are down, you should reason with that person. Why are you saying such nasty things? Do you want to put our relationship on the chopping block? Please don't do that. Any other person in my place would have gone away. Then they will again, if they fly off, again you say, no, please don't fly off. We are all humans. Don't get emotionally hijacked. What have you learnt from Sri Krishna? What have you learnt from Rama? What is Bhagavad Gita trying to teach us? Try to reason. If they again go off the handle, you leave. Go for half an hour, come back. And if after repeated attempts this is not going on, then you have a serious problem. That person suffers from a mental disorder. He needs counseling. Because otherwise you will become a codependent. Codependent means in psychology a person who passively tolerates bad behavior, addictions, and dysfunctional behavior of others. That is codependency. Refuse to be a codependent. Okay, next. 256. Sthitadih muniruchyate. Sthitadir muniruchyate. A stable thinker. Equanimity personified is a sage. Sthitadir muniruchyate. Muni is one who never loses his composure. He is equanimity personified. By the way, there are many things that are repeated using different words. So, Krishna has to say different things, same things using different words. So that the central message gets drilled into our heads. Krudhat bhavati sammoha, 263. Anger deludes us. Anger is madness. Anger management. Uttame syat kshanam kopam madhyame ghatikadvayam adhame syad ahoratram papishte maranantakam. Uttame syat kshanam kopam. Vidura says the really noble person gets angry for just a minute. Uttame syat kshanam kopam madhyame ghatikadvayam. The middle level man for an hour or two. Adhame syad ahoratram. The adhama, that means very lowly evolved, vulgarian. Very vulgarian means one who is not refined. Very crude, philistine, boorish, oafish, loutish, yokel, hillbilly. Completely crude, crass kind of a person. Adhamesya ahoratram. That means for a whole day and night. Papishte maranantakam. The really worst, papi, sin, the sinner, the worst sinner. Sin is again a silly Christian concept. I have explained this enough number of times. In English there are no words. for many concepts because they don't have the concept. Their culture is so deficient. Sin is a silly Christian concept of Adam having disobeyed God, who told Adam not to eat that fruit of knowledge. The question is, why should we not eat fruits of knowledge? And God, who is omniscient, should have known that this fellow is going to violate that command. He violated the command and ate the fruit of knowledge after being tempted by Eve, the woman, and therefore God, I believe, got angry and kicked both of them out of paradise. That is called sin. That is, sin means disobedience of God's word, which was to not eat the fruit of knowledge. And I believe that is the fall of man and Adam and Eve. And here again, woman is being accused. Because of woman, Adam fell and both were kicked out, and we are suffering. Every human is a born sinner, because every human has contracted the disease of that original sin. That means this is the whole Christianity is based on this ridiculous edifice. So let us stop using the word sin. We must use papam. Papam is not sin. Papam is simply a negative activity which will have repercussions, which you can't escape. That's called papam. Punyam is positive activity that will have, it will redound. The English word is redound. That means come back with a positive effect. So here Krishna is saying, Krodhat bhavati sammoha, dhyayato vishayan punsaha sangasteshu upajayate, sangat sanjayate kamaha, kamat krodho vijayate, krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammohat smruti vibramaha, smruti bhramshat buddhinasho, buddhinashat pranashyati. That's the whole two shlokas are there. 263. Anger causes delusion. Don't let anger, that papishte maranantakam, the real papi will never give up hatred. He will keep hatred in his heart till he dies. A true jnani Krishna bhakta has no such thing as hatred. He might get angry when something, but it will stay for 1 minute. He will take corrective action, and if the other fellow is not willing to listen, he will move on. There are other important things in life to do. What is the point in carrying anger and hatred inside you, which is like sulfuric acid inside your stomach? It will corrode your intestines. You will be ruined. Vidura says anger is like a red hot charcoal. Vidura says if coal is burnt, it becomes red hot. Anger is like grasping, holding a red hot charcoal with the intention of throwing it at somebody. What will happen if you are grasping it? You will be burnt first. Whether you hurt the other fellow, that is secondary, but you are killing yourself. So anger will kill you. Anger will cause complete confusion, and you will take stupid actions. And almost every crime, some cold-blooded criminals are there who will plan. But most of the crimes are the result of anger that has gone out of control. So anger causes delusion. 263. Krodhat bhavati sammoha, buddhinashat pranashyati. Once your discrimination, thoughtlessness causes your downfall, perdition, damnation. 266. Nasti buddhir ayuktasya. Nasti buddhir ayuktasya. Ayukta, that means not in Krishna conscious, not linked with Krishna, not joined with Krishna, and not living the Gita. If you are not, then you cannot have nasti buddhi ayuktasya, then you will not have the capacity for discretion. If you are following some holy books written by bloodthirsty prophets and psychopathic gods, then you are finished. You have to follow Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is saying very clearly, nasti buddhir ayuktasya. Next, ashantasya kuta sukham. Nasti buddhir ayuktasya, ashanta nasti buddhir ayuktasya nacha. The whole shloka is nasti buddhir ayuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nacha bhavayata shanti ashantasya kuta sukham. Where can there be happiness if your heart is full of rage and anger and all these negative emotions? If there is no peace in the heart, happiness is impossible. Nasti buddhir ayuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana. Nacha yuktasya, if you are not a yukta, then you will have no peace of mind. Bhavana means meditation, dhyana, that means the capacity to concentrate on one thing for a long period of time, without which you cannot achieve excellence in any area of life. Nasti buddhir ayuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nacha bhava yata shanti. if there is such capacity is not available, if you cannot meditate, you cannot do dharana, then where is the question of peace, and where is the question of happiness if you don't have peace? A complete book can be written on this. Ashantasya kuta sukham. Jnana yogena sankhyanam 3:3. Knowledge path for thinkers. Jnana yogena sankhyanam. Karma yogena yoginam. There is a path of work for the endeavoring ones. That is, some of us are. But jnana and sankhya are the same. Your work should be based on jnana. Blindly working would be stupid. Anyway, niyatam kuru karmatvam 3:8. Keep doing your assigned work, your aptitude based work. Choose your profession. Varna or vri means to choose. Choose the right profession befitting your aptitude. Never give up your work. Mukta Sanga Samachara 3:9. Being free from attachment. Then Samachara. Behave equally. Show unconditional positive regard for everyone. Next 3:11. Parasparam Bhavayantaha. Reciprocality is the most important law. Be with a feeling of mutuality. Always tell people what they will benefit. Then they will help you. This is people skills. Never appeal to people's sympathy, emotion, nothing. Always tell them what they will stand to gain if they do this. Then they will be dragged into it. They will come into it. So that is, you have to learn this much. This is not manipulating. This is actually working based on human nature. So, parasparam bhavayantaha. Then, 3:14. Yajna karma sambhava. Yajna karma sambhava. From work is the offering, work is the oblation. All our work is the offering, oblation in the yajna. What a wonderful concept. You don't have to light a fire and do any havan in this Kali Yuga. Your work is the oblation. Work is the oblation. Ahuti chesedi mana karma, mana pani. Lokasangraha mevapi sampashyan kartumarhasi 3:20. Welfare of people and also setting a good example so that people are drawn to you and people don't go to that wrong path. When people have strayed onto the bad path, you must like a magnet attract them to the good path. That is called lokasangraham, and thereby the whole of humanity will be benefited. Welfare of humanity, this is all called lokasangraham 3:20, 3:25. Lokasangraham evapi sampashyan kartumarhasi. Then 3:21. Yadyadachariti shreshta tatta deveturo jana. This is a leadership principle. How the best of men behave, so the rest of men behave. So don't set bad examples. If you have many vices, hide them but get rid of them. That is the best. People, the general lot, will always follow a man who is a leader. And if he happens to be a demagogue, rabble-rouser, rascal, then they will all become rascals. Then mob mentality, mafia culture, raunch culture. Raunch culture, you see all the lusty film songs, people are becoming lusty and lustier. Yudhyasva vigatajvara. Fight your battle without any fever. Don't be worried. Don't become paranoid. You have to fight the battle. Krishna will take care of the result. Don't worry. 3:30. 3:35. Shriyan swadharmo vigunaha. Even though your duty may have some flaws or lack of perfection. Imperfection is there in every work. That is why Krishna also says, Sahajam karma kaunteya sadosham api natyajet sarvarambha hi doshena dhumena agnirvavruta. Every work is attended with or by some fallacy, flaw. Nothing in this universe is perfect. So don't worry. Keep doing your work. Try to be a perfectionist. Try to be as good as possible. Don't be obsessed about perfection. Paradharmo bhayavaha. Just because you get more money, don't become a butcher. Some other fellow actually stop eating all non-vegetarian. Don't do something else which does not fit your learning style or aptitude. Alien ways are extremely fearful. Bhaya. What is the bhaya? Rebirth. The only bhaya is being born again and going through this charvita charvananam. Again you have to be born and suffer and grow and disease and attachment, detachment. Let us get out of this. That is the bhaya. Paradharmo bhayavaha. For a short profit, temporary profit, we tend to take up somebody else's work And the fear is you will be reborn. Perhaps not as a human, as a pig now. Abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srujamyaham. Fourth chapter, 7th. So Krishna is, he comes back and again, not with the same flute. He will come back as Modi ji or Yogi ji, or Amit Shah ji, whatever. So, or Ramdev Baba ji, or so many great people are there. So they are all Amshavataras. Dharma samsthapanardaya sambhavami yuge yuge. To establish dharma, I keep coming. So Krishna is there. You can see Krishna if you have the right kind of bhakti eyes. Your eyes should become like a guna meter. If your eyes become like a dharma meter, heart dharma meter, not THER thermometer kaadu. Dharma meter, eyes are guna meter. You can see sattva guna wherever it is found, and you can know dharma whenever it is there, and you can, your dharma meter, the eye can know adharma also. It is the adharma meter also. So karmano hi api bodhavyam. So 4:7, Krishna is telling you what is work and what is not work. See, you cannot idle. Your body cannot survive if you idle. So you have to work. So idling and going into caves and doing meditation is not suitable for Kali Yugam. Don't do that. Then bodhavyam cha vikarmana. One should know about bad works also. Vikarmana, bad. These are all vikarmana. Don't slit necks of innocent animals and eat their meat. You will come back as a goat or a pig or a chicken. So please don't harm anybody. Animittam trunam vapi chedayenna kadachana. Even a blade of grass, if you don't need it, don't pluck it. If you have some work, yes, go ahead and eat it or pluck it or do something. Everything in this universe has some purpose. So meaning also. So if you don't know the meaning or purpose, don't plunder and loot and waste anything. Jnanagni dagdha karmanam tamahu panditam buddha. So in the fire of knowledge, all their karmas are heat treated in the knowledge fire. Jnana incinerates karma. That means Jnanagni dagdha karmanam. That means these karmas will not have repercussions because he is doing this karma for Krishna. So Jnana Agni Dagdha Karmanam. That means Jivan Mukta, like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Vivekananda. He does certain activities which we should not do. But he has done it with some great motive, utilitarian purpose. Yes, many people benefit. Some people may suffer in the bargain, but perhaps they deserve to suffer. So the rationalizing this is extremely difficult. But when the great man Jivan Mukta does something which has a questionable element in it, he will not face the repercussions because he is doing for Sloka Sangraham. Krishna will eliminate. He will ensure that the repercussions do not cause any suffering to that person because he is a dedicated agent of Krishna. Okay, so I don't know how you understood this. Let me leave it there. So where did we stop? Krodhat bhavati sammoha karma. Then Nasti buddhira yuktasya mukta sang yajna karma sambhava yajna. Okay, that is over. Where did I stop? Jnana agni dagda, 33. Then I am going to 34. Fourth chapter, 13. Shraddhavan labhati jnanam. Shraddha. Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu Dhruda Vishwaso Shraddha. That is Shraddha, not blind belief. The ones with Shraddha gain knowledge and become champions. Na sukham samshayatmanaha. The doubting Thomases, biblical term, will never have any happiness. This skepticism is good to a certain extent, but beyond a point, skepticism, I don't want to dilate on this. I have already explained this in great detail in other videos. Padmapatram ivambhasa. Be non-stickable like a Teflon coated pan, like a lotus leaf, immersed but detached. Pandita Samadarshinaha. 5:18. Wise is that one who treats all with equality and equity, fairness. 5:25. Yatatmanah sarvabhuta hiterata. Sarvabhuta hiterata. He is self-fulfilled and works for the well-being of everyone. 6:5. Uddharedatmanatmanam. You must improve yourself, uplift yourself by your own effort. Don't depend on anybody. Atmanam avasadayet. Don't be let down. Don't let down yourself. Your lower self will pull your higher self down. I have explained this in another video. Atmaivahi atmano bandhu. You are your best friend. You can be your worst enemy. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. 634. The mind is very chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramadi balavadhrudam tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. 634. Krishna, Arjuna is lamenting. The mind is chanchalam. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramadi, turbulent. Balam, very strong. Balavadhrudam, adamant. How do I control this? At this point, Shankaracharya defined Krishna. Bhaktajana papadi doshakarshanaat Krishna. Krishna is one who uproots and annihilates his bhaktas' flaws, doshas, flaw in the character, and papas. He will nullify the repercussions of bad karmas also. How? Because you pull the plug. That you have pulled the plug. That means past reactions won't affect you because now you are a Jivan Mukta. So, then what next? Nahi kalyanakrit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati. 640. One who does good work never falls down. Here, this is the greatest statement. No exclusivity. Even if you are following some holy book, if you don't actually follow it and do good work, you may remain any other person subscribing to any religion. But if you are a good humanitarian, philanthropist, altruist, without partiality to your own cult members, no cultish behavior, no hatred, no conversion, then Krishna will take care of you, don't worry. Because Krishna has said, anyone who does good work will never go to hell. Very simple. Sutre Maniganaiva, 7:7, like a thread in a diamond necklace, Krishna is upholding everything. You cannot see Krishna behind the scenes. Aksharam Brahma Paramam, Supreme is imperishable. Swabhavam Adhyatmam Uchyate. Adhyatmam Uchyate. Spirituality is our self-nature. Pitahamasya Jagato. Krishna is declaring, I am the father of the whole world. Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. I'll take care of your gains. I will confer wealth on you of all types and then also secure it. Don't worry. Name Bhakta Pranashyati. My devotee is never lost. My devotee is never lost. The other fellows we can't help. If they are following some dangerous cult books and behaving like idiots and converting people and killing them and then indulging in barbaric behavior under the illusion that it is a holy command, then they are doomed. Tyagat Shantiranantaram. Leaving your own interest. Tyagam. Renunciation is the way forward. Enjoy with renunciation. Teach people to enjoy with renunciation. Okay. Bhaktiman Yasame Priyaha. Next, 12:17. Devoted one is very dear to me. Love is the link. 12:17. Bhaktiman Yasame Priyaha. One who is truly devoted is truly devoted to Krishna means he is a karma yogi. So that's why Krishna loves him. Rajo ragatmakam vidhi. Rajas. If you are too full of rajas, then you will become covetous, aggressive, greedy, gulosity, cupidity, all kinds of negative things will follow. All the arishad vargas will chase you. Urdhvam gachanti satvastha. The sattvic person will slowly elevate himself. Madhye tishtanti rajasa. Madhye tishtanti rajasa. The rajasa character will always be hanging in the middle, in limbo, neither here nor there. So rajas is necessary, but too much, you are finished. Adho gachanti tamasa. If you are tamasic by nature, then the lazy fellow will go down and will be reborn in lower levels of evolution, even as insects. So be careful. Shraddha mayoyam purusho. A person is known by his shraddha. Yoyat shraddha sayeva saha. If your shraddha is tamasic, then you will behave like a cult member of some desert cult. If your shraddha is rajasic, then you will behave like Ravana, Sura, Duryodhana. If your shraddha is sattvic, then you will become Dharmaraja, Yudhishthira, Arjuna, Bhima, Nakula, Sahadeva. So, shraddha mayoyam purusha. Your personality, your character is defined by your shraddha. Nothing else. Jnanam, Nyayam, Parijnata, Trividha, Karma Chodhana. Knowledge, knowable and the knower. These are the goads of work. So, 18:18. This I will explain in detail in some other. So, please make a note. Karanam karma karteti, Trividha karma sangraha. Karanam karma karteti. Equipment, the work and performer are the summary of work. This is a very important shloka. We will dilate on this later. Vimrushyaitad aseshena yadhechasi tadakuru. 1863, Krishna says, I have told you all that you need to be told. Iti te jnanam akhyātam guhyāt guhyataram maya vimrushyaita daseshena yadechasi tada kuru. Krishna is saying, analyze everything that I told you and do what you like. Krishna respects your cognitive freedom. He does not behave like a dictator. No totalitarianism. Analyze, evaluate, and do as you choose. Karishye vachanam tava. Arjuna finally says, I will do as per your teachings and words. Arjuna completely recovered from his delusion and he said, yes sir, I will follow you. That's it. That's exactly what we all have to do. Follow Krishna. That's it. If you're not able to follow, ask questions. We will explain it so that you become a pakka Krishna Bhakta, live the Gita and be a good Hindu, authentic Hindu, and then moksha is guaranteed. We will dance with Krishna, meet our original companion. Jai Shri Ram.